NBA All-Star Weekend is in just 2 weeks, and it's actually the 40th anniversary of the dunk contest. I consider myself an expert on this subject. I've seen them all since 1984. Some of them I've seen dozens of times. I've been a big fan of this event. Sometimes we've had some great rivalries, some exciting contests, and some amazing dunks. Unfortunately, the dunk contest has also had many less than stellar moments. Even though I'm a huge fan of the dunk contest, I have been critical of it over the last 20 years. And so in this video, I want to share 5 things that can make the dunk contest great again. Now, I prefer not to be labeled as a critic or a cynic with this. I look at myself as a reformer, posting my grievances to the NBA, kind of like Martin Luther. Okay, the first thing that needs to be addressed is the contestants in the dunk contest. And this has 2 parts. Part 1 is the number of contestants. When they started back in 1984, when Larry Nance won, there were actually 9 participants in that dunk contest. The next year there were 8, and they usually had 8 for some time, then they went down to 6. But for some reason in 2004, they thought it would be a good idea to just have 4 participants in the dunk contest. Why? Why? Having just 4 dunkers makes no sense, and they've been doing it for a long time. You're just limiting so much potential. It's like playing the All-Star game half court. If you get a couple of these dunkers that are having an off night or just start clicking, then you get a really lame contest. So we need more contestants on there. Part 2 of the contestants is who they invite. It seems over the last 10 years, they don't even announce the participants until like a week and a half before the contest. You hardly know right before. And a lot of times it's a rookie or some names you don't really recognize. Some of them have been good, but you'd get so much more draw if you got, like Anthony Edwards, LeBron, Ja Morant, Zion, some of these guys, past dunk champions competing. You'd have a lot bigger draw, you get some pride on the line, it'd be a lot more fun than just picking 4 guys randomly right before the contest starts. So the second area of improving is the judges. Let me just say we don't need any celebrity judges. I remember back in the 80s, Joe Piscopo and Martina Navratilova were dunk contest judges then with their great dunking expertise. Doesn't make any sense. More recently, we've seen Common, DJ Khaled, Mark Wahlberg. And I have nothing against these guys, that's great, but they shouldn't be judging the dunk contest. We should be having past champions, guys like this. Also, I'm grateful we got away from viewer judging where they text in their votes. That was horrible. You could just expect Yao Ming to win that every year. Another part of the judging is the scoring. If you get a 50, that should be for a perfect dunk. That means it's done to perfection, usually on the first try. It's something you haven't seen before. It's something you have a physical reaction when you see it. You shouldn't get a 50 for doing the same dunk twice in the same contest or for finally finishing a dunk on the 4th or 5th try. As frustrating as it is to sometimes see stingy judges like Jordan or D-Wade not give out a 50 when you think you should have had one, I'd rather see that as opposed to the judges that are just handing out 50s left and right, kind of like they're on Oprah and everyone gets one. Just a quick side note while we're talking about judging, Aaron Gordon was robbed. In my book, he'll always be one of the dunk champions. The third thing is props. Now it's cool if you're going to put tape down on the free throw line to accentuate how far you're jumping from, or if you're going to blow out a candle at the top of the rim. It was cool when Dwight Howard stuck a sticker on the backboard to show how high his vert was on his dunk. You can dunk 2 basketballs. You can jump over a person, jump over a mascot. But some props really don't contribute much and they actually detract from the dunk.
Another arm in the rim. Oh, he's going to read the list. He was going to read it. He was going to read something. Let me see. Let me see what he got up there. Oh, that's weak. That's weak.
Did that go the way you thought it was going to go? Nope.
So we don't need big stuff like phone booths, jumping over the hood of a car, having a gospel choir come out and sing for your last dunk, or having Shen Yun performers at half court.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Okay, I made that one up, but I can see it happening. Number 4 is the lighting. Now, I'm probably just getting old and my eyes are getting bad. I need to wear these things to read now. But for some reason, back in 2001 to 2004, when Jason Richardson was winning and competing in the contest, they decided it would be cool to dim the lights. Why are they doing this? Why? Are they trying to give the arena nightclub vibes or something? It actually reminds me of these recent Batman movies that are so dark you can't even see them. Paul George once did a dunk in the contest where they turned off the lights. He had a glow-in-dark suit and he did a dunk, Would have been cool if the rim and the ball were also glowing, but it was just a bunch of darkness. Again, it's not cool to do stuff in the dark. Even last year, I loved it with Mac McClung. He did a great job, but they're doing the same thing with the lights. Keep the lights on.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
Okay, for number 5, I don't want to be rude, but it's something that's been bugging me for a long time, and it's please keep Kenny Smith in check as a commentator. I know it was classic when Vince Carter won and he said, it's over, let's go home. It was appropriate then, but he said it every other contest since that time. And he's just always talking and there's so much cringe, and please don't let him sing.
Superman!
I think it would help if we got Magic or Reggie or Charles or Shaq or some more people there commentating with him in the booth. But please tone down the Kenny Smith portion of it. So these are my 5 ideas I think would help make the dunk contest a lot more exciting and better, so it's not so hit and miss. If you've got some suggestions or ideas, feel free to share them with me in the comment section. A little bit of trivia for some of you younger viewers. Back in the 80s, during All-Star Weekend, they used to have a Legends game. So they'd take all the old alumni, the retired guys, and they'd play a game the day before the All-Star game. And it was pretty good. It was cool though, but you'd have guys that had just retired a year prior, so they were still in pretty good shape, against guys that hadn't been playing for 20 years. You'd have athletes like Pete Maravich, Oscar Robertson, Jerry West, David Thompson, and Bob Pettit playing. The problem was these guys were still so competitive going at each other, and you'd have like a range of about 30 years in age of some of the participants, and there were so many injuries. It was sad to see so many of them going out and sitting on the bench wrapped up with ice and hurt. As a result of all those injuries, the NBA actually did away with the Legends game and switched it, and I think around 94 for the Rising Stars and Skills Challenge and some of those other events they do on Saturdays. Speaking of injuries, I did a video a year ago about some pretty bad injuries people have had in the NBA over the years and some inspirational comeback stories. Feel free to give that a look. If you've enjoyed this video, feel free to like and subscribe. I'll see you next week.
Push the button.
Do it.